Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Bedroom Talk Show. It's your one and your only host, Crystal J, and we're kicking off Autism Awareness Month and Acceptance Month by interviewing no one better than me, Crystal Jordan. So, if you guys have questions, comment, don't forget to like, share, and don't forget to share it to groups. Join the roommate community, you guys. So, today interview our session was supposed to be about interviewing other moms who have kids on the spectrum. But unfortunately, none of the other moms could make it. But like I say, the show must go on. So before we get into the program, you guys can ask me any questions. It's going to be like a Q&A about autism, right? So autism awareness, right? I want you to understand awareness is just the beginning. I want all of us to be more understanding. I want us to be more kind and also accept autism and learn and respect people that are on the spectrum and have different views. So that what my background was for. So now I'm gonna cut my background off, but pretty much, you guys, I'm gonna tell my story. So before my son was officially diagnosed with autism, people ask me, how did I know? How did you know? Crystal, how did you know? Well, one reason I knew he had autism was his amazing daughter. When he was 8 years old, you guys, she said, I think he has autism. Mind you, she has an awesome kid herself. And I wasn't ready to hear it. Not at 8 months. I'm gonna be very open. At 8 months, I was not ready. I was like, okay. So he became one and he still wasn't talking. So I was like, okay, maybe he may have autism. And and then I put him into speech at one. His speech therapist at the time did a test, and it came back 14 red flags of autism. So I said, okay, well, it is a test we found on Google, but around May of 27, 20, it was May. I can't remember the year right now. He was 2 around that time. I decided to go to his doctor and say I'm ready. She recommended me to Marcus Autistic Center, which is the best in the East Coast. He got diagnosed October the 10th in 2019. So it was May 2019. I have another awesome mom here. Miss Ebony Williams is here, you guys. Hi, Miss Ebony. How are you doing today?
Good in yourself.
I am doing great. Um, so pretty much, you guys, I'm going to interview her, and we're both going to talk about our stories. Um, if I feel like if you already been on my podcast or my talk show, you guys know my story about Zachariah, and we all know I love to interview other moms because when I interview other moms, it gives you guys a different outlook on autism. Because like I always say, autism is one word, 1 million different stories. All of us experience it differently, and we go through some of the similarities, but it's different. That's my number one thing that a lot of people don't understand, that our kids are still different. But back to my little story. I want to introduce Ebony, and I should be right back, you guys. But he got diagnosed, and I remember that day like it was yesterday. I was really sad. I gave myself 2 days. I took him to the fair, and I was trying to suck up my emotions. Um, but that Monday, I started looking for ABA. I'm pro ABA. Um, ABA, if you're not part of that, is behavior therapy. Um, and I see the difference with my son when he had it. He no longer has ABA. Because his therapist moved to Florida. I miss her so much. But and I started my journey there. And once I started my journey there, I started him in speech, OT. He's in feeding therapy now. And then I decided, hey, why not write a book? And I wrote a book, and that's how most of you guys know me. So, Miss Ebony, can you tell us about your story and how did your awesome kid how did you find out your kid was awesome? Like, I try not to use certain words. Like I don't use the word normal because I
Mhm.
feel like none of us are normal. I feel like we're all dope and we're all awesome.
Mhm.
So, tell me about your awesome kiddo.
Well, my son, his name is Joshua. He was born at 1 pound 8 ounces. So, he was he came very early. He came at 23 weeks. So he was hospitalized for 7 months in the NICU. He got discharged shortly after. 2 months after being discharged, he went into cardiac arrest, which in the end he spent an additional 2 months in the PICU, pediatric ICU. So as time went by, that we was already prepared for what the journey was gonna be like because they warned us, so it was nothing like a shock to us. He's like I said, he's 11 now. He started talking late. He started walking late. He started potty train. He got potty trained late. He didn't start walking until he was 2. He was saying words when he was like 6, 7 months, but when he went into cardiac arrest, that's when the language decreased, like the babbling and stuff decreased. So he used to, say dad, dad, but when he went, though he went 15 minutes without oxygen, so he says gaga back then. But now he's older now, so he's putting the letters together. So we didn't realize he was autistic. I want to say 3 years old. He started what is it called? I guess I want to say it's diagnostic preschool, something like that. So he started preschool at 3. And that's when we really started noticing like the lack of eye contact, the not talking. Well, he was like babbling. He was just making sounds, but he wasn't doing eye contact. Um, that's the thing I noticed. No eye contact. He smiled. He noticed his parents' voice, but he's very delayed. He's speech delayed and autistic. So, you
I
know.
Yeah, that same was Zach. He's very delayed.
Hmm.
He makes a lot of baby sounds.
How old is
So
he?
I'm sorry, he's 5.
5. Okay.
But his conjugate levels are 24 months to 36 months.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So when I say that, you guys, I'm telling you that my son may be 5, but his mind is not 5. I'm telling you that
Yes.
his mind is 24 to 36 months. I'm making sure as I talk through like the autism month, I know I
Mm-hmm.
have people who tune in just to learn. So I try
Mm-hmm.
to break certain things down because I
Yeah.
know there may be a comment. So to let that comment, that's what I mean when I say conjugate levels. My son is 24 to
Mm-hmm.
36 months. And how do I know that before I get that question? Um, Evaluations.
Mm-hmm.
I get these evaluations all the time.
IEP
Um,
meetings and stuff.
IEP. You know what? The IEP meeting they did not provide that.
Mm-hmm.
I provided that
Mm-hmm.
because some of the goals they gave me, I was
Mm-hmm.
like, no, I don't know what child y'all were trying to make this for, but it
Yeah.
wasn't for mine.
They
His
was
level.
basically telling me during the IEP meeting this past, I want to say it was in February. They told me that they really don't go based off their like chronological age. They go based off the goals that they've mastered, if that makes sense. So they doesn't like Joshua. He's 11. I want to say he still have meltdowns. He still have temper tantrums, and he's 11 years old. He still take naps like a typical 5-year-old.
So is
So
he 5? Like in his like is his
I
conjugate
think
levels
so.
5?
Hmm. Like I said, they don't really like categorize that when it comes to, I guess, his IQ. That's what they
IEPs.
say, his IQ. They go
Okay.
based off his goals that he's mastered and the succeed and what he's succeeding in. So I made sure I asked that because I asked myself, where do you think he's at mentally? And that's when they described. That's when they told me that they don't go based off the age, just mainly based off what they've
The
mastered with the
goals.
goals.
That makes sense. So they do strength-based goals for the IEP. That
Hmm.
makes sense.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I've been educating myself on IEPs. When I tell you,
Yeah.
I don't want to be an IEP advocate at
Hmm.
all.
Yeah.
Like when my friend set me up, I said, "Look, I'm just an advocate for autism, but I don't want to be an
Mhm.
IEP
Oh, and
advocate
another thing, I'm
too
sorry, and
much."
another thing we noticed when he was having we noticed something because like I said, it wasn't a shock to us, because it's like we kind of knew. He would flap his hands. He'll,
Yep.
do this when he's excited. That's how we know
Oh,
he's
so he
excited.
stims. So he
Yeah,
was
he'll do this.
stimming.
He'll
Yeah,
do
he
this
was
when he's
stimming.
excited, and he'll flap his hands when he get excited, and that's how we
Hmm.
know. You know.
Is he a sensory seeker? Your
Yeah,
son?
he suck his thumb,
Hmm.
both of them. So it's like, so those are the things that we, that calms him down.
Okay.
He still gets kind of frustrated when we're not able to understand what he's saying, but being around him, you'll know. Like once he'll say, if it's something wrong, he'll say no, no, and then we'll have to like really listen carefully on what he's trying to say because he doesn't talk clearly.
Do you feel like people treat this question is hold on, I see I'm lagging. Give me a second.
Okay.
Okay. My question to you is when your son was diagnosed, do you feel like your family treated you differently?
They was very supportive.
Or friends? Or
Mm-mm.
friends?
No, they was very
Because I noticed in
understanding.
there's understanding.
Now the
See, I
daycare,
I have the same story.
he goes to daycare. He goes to public school and he goes to daycare. Now the daycare, it's like a lot of traditional kids, a lot of kids, just a lot of kids, overwhelming. So I do think they pick and they do. I think they pick on them a little bit. So we're his voice. So but family, no, they're
What's to
very
be
support.
honest, and I have to be honest, that's one of my fears.
Yeah.
See, I'm lacking. That's one of my fears is my son being bullied because I
Mhm.
was bullied really badly.
Mhm.
When I was in school, I had a speech problem. I
Mhm.
I didn't I didn't really start talking to 3. I don't have
Okay.
autism. I don't think I'm autistic. If I am, I don't know. But
Yeah.
I didn't start talking to 3. Was very delayed in my speech, and I was bullied.
Mhm.
I was ridiculed.
Mhm.
So that's my fear when it comes to my son, and he
Yep.
can't come home and tell me they hit me or they talked about me or anything,
Mhm.
and that is my biggest fear.
I understand. That's our biggest thing too, because like Joshua cannot come and say, such and such happened or someone did this, someone did that. We go based off his actions. That's what we go based off of. And we go based off his actions. Like if we know that he goes to this place every single day, and then all of a sudden he wanna, he just start crying and pulling us back. Like what's really going on? Because he goes here every day. What's really going on? So we pick up on his actions.
Yeah, it makes us pay more attention to body language. I
Mm-hmm.
know for a fact since my son is non-vocal, I have been paying more attention to his body language. Like that is my thing. I'm very every day when he come home from school, I do a body check, a body scan to
Mm-hmm.
see if have anything happened. Like prime
As you
example.
should.
Yes, because my son can't tell me something happened. My
Mm-hmm.
son lost a teeth at school, a tooth,
Mm-hmm.
and the teacher didn't even noticed. And I said he went to school with all his teeth. What happened?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea, mom. So I let it go. It happened again maybe 2 weeks ago. Went to school,
Mm-hmm.
another teeth was missing. I was like, what is going on in class that y'all not keeping
Oh wow.
up with
Mm-hmm.
things happening? Yeah. So I personally do a body scan of my child every day before he go to school.
I'm gonna
And
give you
when he
this.
get
I
home
don't
from
know.
school.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what we're allowed to talk about on here, but I'm gonna give you
You can go ahead.
a
Talk.
scenario. 2 weeks ago. So Joshua, you know how like you have to use the bathroom so bad you hold yourself or
Hmm.
whatever. Anybody. So we're at daycare. You know how a child give you that look like they're done something wrong, but JJ give up my son Joshua, JJ. He give this look like he's probably did something wrong, but he's somebody about to tell on him or whatever, right? So I get to the daycare. I said, Joshua, why are you looking like that? So the director came and said, oh, because he doesn't want me to tell you what he did. And I'm like, okay. So Joshua getting close to me. I'm like, okay, what did he do? Oh, someone told me he pulled his penis out. I said, what? Joshua never, and I'm not that parent that says, not my child, not my child, because I know Joshua grabbed himself, but he doesn't pull it out. He doesn't like pull it
Pull it
out.
out. They lie,
Cause
and
he,
That's my thing. Like they're so quick to lie on our awesome kids,
Yeah.
and we can't even pinpoint what's going on. And
Okay.
that's why I'm teaching my son sign language.
He doesn't even like touching it when he pulls his pants down when he used the restroom. So he don't even like touch it like a normal boy would do. You know how you like if you have on jeans, you'll put it between the zipper, or if you got on sweats, you'll take it out or something. He doesn't do that. I want to speak to someone else that saw this, right? So the
Mhm.
second person came and said, "Oh, yeah, someone told me that Joshua showed his penis to all the little girls." I said, "No, that's not." Mm-mm, mm-mm.
No.
The third teacher that told these two people that, I said, "What did you actually see?" She just looking like, I'm like, "Speak, talk. I can't hear you talk." Oh well, I saw him doing this, fumbling with himself and stuff. But did you actually see him take it out? Because his teacher at school don't never told me about that. Dad never told me. My parents, his parents, coming to find out, was a lie. Mm-hmm. It was a lie. Like, why would you, that's a huge accusation right there.
Why would you lie on an 11-year-old who's nonverbal?
Exactly. Well, he talked, but he. I don't. It's just the point of when I spoke about the cameras. I said, "Let me see the cameras." Like, why would you? What would be the point of you saying that? I mean, I know Joshua's a handful. I know that. Okay, but still, that doesn't give you the right to, you know, say things like that about a child that cannot say, "Joshua, did you do that?" He can't like tell me the difference on like. I know for a fact because he barely like touching it. So I know he didn't whip it out. So that was kind of like frustrating, because that's like something that you don't lie on the child about. So those are the things that I think when it comes to the
Yeah,
dating.
that is frustrating. That is
Hmm.
that is that's beyond frustrating. I will even try to sue them,
Hmm.
honestly,
Absolutely.
for like, and I don't think people realize. See that comes to my next topic. People don't realize what not just awesome moms, but moms and
Hmm.
parents with special need kids, what we go through.
Yeah. Hmm.
People don't realize that. Like
Yeah.
your kid can be bullying our kid, and
Hmm.
that's the reason that's another reason I have these episodes for parents can sit down with their kid and tell their kid be nice.
Yeah.
It don't hurt nothing to be nice to
Hmm.
somebody else who you think is different,
Yeah.
because you can be different to that kid and they
Hmm.
still treat you with respect. And I feel
Yeah.
like that's the thing that a lot of people have to remember is we have to raise our little humans with respect
Hmm.
and kindness to under for they can have the capacity to
Hmm.
understand these awesome kids. Because just because somebody have autism, that doesn't
Hmm.
define them.
Yeah.
I will always say that. I tell my son that every morning. Like, just because you have autism, that doesn't define you.
How do you deal with
Like,
how
that's
do you
crazy.
how do you deal with
Hmm?
your child? How do you deal with your child in public, like when he have meltdowns, if you have any? Like when people stare at the stares and the looks and stuff, and how do you deal
Okay.
with that?
That is a great question. I think you're the first person to ever ask me a question. That's an amazing question. So what I do, this gonna be probably an opinion, unpopular opinion, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what people gotta say about me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my son, he had meltdowns in the beauty supply store, so he would run around the store crying, and I just let him run, and then I'm behind him. And once I get to him and I try to calm him down, I just be like, "It's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's okay. It's okay." And of course he can't talk. So I don't know what triggers him. And once he calmed down,
Mm.
I buy what I have to get and then we get out of there. That's like
Yeah.
and now that he's older, he's 5, I put him in the bucket, and I haven't took him back to the beauty supply store since he was 3,
Okay.
because that the meltdowns in the beauty supply store were just too much for me.
Yeah.
And
I
I don't know why
understand
you don't
because like
like it.
I work
I don't
from
know why you have
I work
meltdowns.
I work from 7 to 3, so My son, he wakes up at the crack of dawn with us, right? So I understand he's tired by the time I get to him. So it's like it never fails. I have to run errands when I pick him up and I know he's tired. I know he's tired. So you know how, like I said, a 5-year-old have a meltdown when they're tired or fighting or sleep. That's what he do. And I have to understand, like, to separate your emotions. Like, I understand, like, you're tired, but just, just give me a second, you know. So he still have those meltdowns when he's tired, like a 5-year-old. So I have to let him know, calm down, breathe, and it's gonna be okay. And
So,
he
but
get,
how do you react to people staring at you
I
as your
don't,
child?
don't- I
So
don't.
we're on the same page. And you know
Mhm,
what? So the funny thing is, I told my best friend, I said, if I ever hear somebody say, "Oh, that child is bad," I'm gonna calm him down. This is
mhm,
this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk
mhm,
back to the person and say, "I heard you say my child's being bad. I want you to understand what you
mhm,
see is not what you think. Number
yep,
one, you're judgmental. I would read somebody, but
mhm,
I would do it in a way that you'll be like, "Darn, I need
mhm,
to educate myself,"
yep,
because I feel like most of us are judgmental and we're
mhm,
quick to judge. And I was that
yep,
person before I had a kid on the spectrum.
yep,
I would be very
yep,
open to say that because
yep,
I didn't know what autism was.
mhm,
I have a best friend who has a cousin that's on the spectrum, but
mhm,
I didn't care to learn about it.
yeah,
I was like, well, it doesn't it doesn't indirectly affects me. So
mhm,
I don't. I mean, you know.
yep,
That's interesting.
yep,
And then years later, passed. I have a kid on the spectrum, but she knew. She when he was younger, when he was like a baby, he was like 8 months or 6 months. She said he had autism. My
mhm,
best friend,
yeah,
she was very right about that.
mm,
I didn't see it. I was like, girl, you don't know what you're talking about. You ain't no doctor.
yeah. But yeah, I was at Walmart. I was at Walmart one day. I want to say he was about 3 because he used to wear hearing aids. So he used to get a lot of ear infections. He used to wear hearing aids. So they had to put tubes in his ears, right? So we at Walmart, me, my mom, and my son. And I'm on the phone. When you do a pre-op appointment, they have to call you the day before to let you know what not to do, what not to eat, what not to drink, or whatever. So I'm on the phone with the ENT doctor or the nurse or whatever. My son, he's in the buggy strapped up and he wanted to get out and he was crying. I was ignoring him because I knew what he wanted, but I'm on the phone trying to do this pre-op appointment, right, for him. Two old people behind me. I don't know why she on the phone. She see her son crying. I proceeded with my phone call, hung up the phone, and I did exactly what you said you did. I turned around and I approached them two people because you don't know who was on the phone I was on the phone with. So for you to just make that statement, you just should have just touched your mouth. I know why my son
Yep.
crying. He wanted to get out the buggy. It's not gonna kill him. I'm on the phone. He's secure. He's crying. Whatever. So they were just hush mouth. Mind your business.
Yep. That's the part.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, when he had the meltdown in the Beast Boy store, everybody it was busy. People was looking at me, but nobody said anything because I
Mm-hmm.
was literally like Zach, come. He was running. So the next
Mm-hmm.
time I took him to the Beast Boy store, he was 3. I mean 4. I took him
Yeah.
again. I forgot. Last time I took him was 4,
Mm-hmm.
and he did the same thing. And I said it's something about a beauty spot store that triggers you. So I
Mm-hmm.
choose not to take him ever again
Mm-hmm.
to go to beauty supply store with me. If I have to go to beauty supply store, I go while he in school.
Yeah.
While he in school, I go there and get whatever I need because I don't got time to deal with him and his crying
My son
and
triggers a Twix. He loves Twix. That's his trigger right there. So I make sure he loves
candy.
Yeah, he loves Twix. So every time we go to the grocery store, I try to go to the right instead of going to the way for the checkout line because he know that's where it's at. So I have a talk. I said, Joshua, if we walk through the store, we're gonna go in and out. If you be good, we'll get a treat. And he was like, okay. So that's his trigger, right? So if he's having one of his little moves or whatever, he just want it right then and there. I mean, right then and there. That's when he'll have a meltdown. And I'm just like,
See, my son's slick with it. Let me tell you what
mm-hmm,
he did like a couple weeks ago. I didn't even realize that this boy picked up it was some chocolate. It was either Reese's or a sneaker. It
mm-hmm,
was a sneaker bar. I paid for everything and he just kicking la 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 la. La la la. I'm like, what is that chocolate? And the cashier was looking at him. She didn't even charge me. I
Mhm.
was like, did you just steal some candy? But technically he didn't do it because the manager was right there. But
Mhm.
he took the candy. So my son is slick with it.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like if I don't see him take that candy, he loves chocolate. If I
These
don't
kids
see
are
him take that
smart.
candy, he just like I'ma get it. Okay, mama gonna say no. Like
Yeah.
he is super smart. My kid
Yeah.
is super smart. What is the one thing that triggers you as a parent when you tell somebody your kid has autism?
What? Um. When I hear kids saying something about it and their parents don't correct them, because I know I can't approach the child, so they don't know anything. So that's what kind of like triggers me, like when, cause he used to have be on the sippy cup longer than usual. I want to say he was on a sippy cup to probably like 3 or 4. And oh no, he used to drill a lot. He used to drill a lot because he had like low muscle tone. So he used to drill a lot. And kids would say, "Oh, why he's slobbering like that?" Because he was older. He was like 4 or 5 still slobbering. And kids will point, and you would think the parents would correct the child. So,
Oh, we're the opposite. Let me tell you what I do.
mhm,
So when my son do things, I hear a kid say something, or even when we're at the park, or I mean, it just happened 2 weeks ago. They said, "Why you don't talk?" They were they were talking to the other kids, talking to the other kids. I turned around and I said, because he's autistic. And then the little girl said, "What is that?" I said, "He has autism. What is that?" And I start to educate them. That's what I
mhm,
do. So that don't trigger me because I'm very open to and very I would just correct you really quickly and be like,
mhm,
I'm going to redirect the conversation to for
mhm.
me to open up awareness and acceptance to you and for
Yeah,
you can
absolutely.
know what autism is.
Yeah. And
That's
another
normally
thing,
what
when
I do.
people
I do it
say,
all the time.
"Oh, he need a belt," I'm like, certain things he doesn't really do
Don't
nothing that
work for
requires.
atypical kid.
Hmm.
No, that doesn't work for an atypical kid.
Yeah, I
Like
think
my
it makes
son
it
is high
worse.
tolerance.
I think it makes it worse
Right.
because it's like he's stronger. He'll be stronger and like more. It's just he's more strong. It's like he's like much madder, like, and I think it'll make it worse. And certain things
I
that he
agree.
does doesn't require a belt, honestly. And I'm not saying because I'm his mom. I'm just saying like it doesn't require a
Talk to
belt.
him. I I
Mhm.
don't I don't like advice from parents who have kids that are neurotypical. And
Mhm.
neurotypical is society standard or normal. That mean their
Mhm.
kids don't have anything diagnosed wrong with them. I'm gonna
Mhm.
break it down like that. I
Yeah.
don't and I, my one thing that does trigger me, he doesn't look like he has autism.
Mhm.
Autism don't have a look. Down
I never gotten that
syndrome
before.
has a look. Like
But you know
that's
what
what
I
has
do
a
though
look.
when I'm out in public to when I'm out in public and I know JJ is about to act a fool or whatever when he's doing something like this or when he's wanna put help me with he's very helpful. He wanna help put the debit card in the machine or he wanna help scan the groceries or he wanna whatever he does that a typical child doesn't do. I do like little things. I'll do like a sign language for wait or something like that so they can know people around
What
me
is the
can
sign
know.
language for wait?
I YouTube it. It's 2 hands like this.
Two hands like
I
this.
was, like two, like, and then I say, "Wait, please," or something like that, so people around me can know, like, okay, I'm giving you the hint. So that's a warning. It's a warning for me and others, like before they come to me or with the looks or whatever they got to say.
See, I
So
don't care about people. I stopped
yeah,
caring about people a long time ago
mhm,
because I gotta live for Crystal. I don't gotta live
mhm,
for nobody else.
yeah,
And once I got that through my brain, that I have
mhm,
to just live for Crystal.
yeah,
Just like never mind. That's a whole other conversation. Not for my life, but that's all I gotta say. I just start living for Crystal, and I can care less on what
yeah,
anybody say about me or my kid because my
yeah,
kid is well taken care of. My kid is spoiled. My kid is he is very blessed with love. Like
mhm,
he's so blessed with love. So
yes,
other people they don't get to me. I
Yep.
feel bad for them
Yeah.
because your kid probably don't have as much love as my kid.
Exactly. Absolutely. And that's
So
all that matters. As long as your child feel loved and accepted, that's all that
right,
matters. You know, living a life with no worries. And
right,
that's all
and I
that
agree
matters.
with that.
Mhm.
And so my next question to you, so you said your family and your
Mhm.
friends did not treat you differently
Mm-mm.
once your kid's diagnosed, right?
Mm-mm. Mm.
So what about parties? Like, do people not tend to invite you to parties because your kid has autism?
Well, it's another mom that I'm friends with. She has an autistic son.
Mhm.
So we still interact, but he doesn't really get invited to like other birthday parties like outside of school. He doesn't.
Okay. Because
So.
I know for a fact that that is a problem in the community, and I think it's very sad. And I'm
Mhm.
going to say this live on my platform that
Mhm.
parents who have neurotypical kids do not invite parents who have kids on the spectrum. Like,
Mhm.
we know how to accommodate our own kid. We
Yeah.
don't need you to accommodate our kid.
Mhm.
Like, but I am blessed with my best friends. They
Yeah.
invite him and they make accommodations for him. Like my son just did this last in February. The birthday cake was sitting there. Yeah, I know my son ruined that cake.
Oh man.
My best friend wasn't even mad.
Mm. Yep.
My son put his. I was like, yo, and everybody said it's okay,
Yeah.
it's just cake. I said I'm so happy that your family
Mhm.
and your friends understand it's
Mhm.
just cake. Somebody
Yeah.
else would have been mad if the
Yeah.
cake was ruined, and then I
Mhm.
would have went really, really,
Yeah.
really, really, really another way.
I
Um,
understand.
but my son, I just see the most racist comment on my YouTube. I'm not going to
Mhm.
dress you. I'm not going to give you the time of day. I'm just going to pray
Mhm.
for you. Moving
Oh
forward. Do you see it?
no. How do go? What? Go to the chat?
It's right there. I'm going to remove it, but I'm not going to address it.
Oh.
Um, Me addressing just then was me giving them what they wanted. Um, but that's what I was saying. I know that's a problem in the community that like parents don't get invited to things,
Mhm.
and it breaks my heart. I have not experienced that yet. Um, I would say I would do an episode if I do experience it. But do you have any questions for me since I am an autism mom as well?
Do you plan on having more? Do you have more kids?
I only have one kid. I'm
Okay.
32. So
Okay.
if God don't bless me with a husband, with in the next 4 or 5 years, no more
Mhm.
kids for me,
Was your son full term?
full term.
He was
But
full
when I was
term?
yeah, full term.
Okay.
But when I was pregnant, they told me it was a possibility I have a special needs kid. So I kind of
Okay.
knew. So
Well, of
yeah.
course, my son, like I said, he was born at 1 pound 8 ounces, so we was already prepared for whatever.
Hmm.
We was already prepared for because he was really came really early, so it was nothing like shock. Because my things, I don't know, like when people say they didn't want to know if their child was autistic. I'm the type of person I would want to know. You
I
know,
don't understand that. That's
you
what
say
I
you
don't
don't understand
understand.
that?
Yeah, when people say that they don't want to know, it's so many resources out there. It's a
Mm-hmm.
whole community with an
Mm-hmm.
open arm that
Yeah.
is ready to take you in,
Mm-hmm.
ready. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
have met so many dope, awesome moms,
Mm-hmm.
black, white,
Yeah.
Hispanic,
Mm-hmm.
so many. And
Yeah.
we have all been kind, understanding, amazing to each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great
Yep.
community. I think when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to our race, we it's pride, it's
Yep.
ego. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we don't want to check our pride and ego at the door.
Yep.
Sometimes we be in our feelings like if I tell everybody my child got this, I won't
Mm-hmm.
I'm not I won't be invited to the parties. I won't be the
Mm-hmm.
social mom anymore.
Yep.
It's this I have this vision for my kid type
Yep.
of mentality.
And my son,
And
he's into music. He loves music. So we think he's gonna do something with music. He loves music. Like love it. So it's like
put him in music
every
therapy.
child has a gift, you know.
Put him in music therapy.
Music therapy, yeah, we
Put in
tried
music
that when he
therapy.
was younger. Yeah, music therapy.
Look back into it.
Yep.
I know insurance don't take care of it, but I know
Mhm.
it's out of pocket for us, but it
Yeah.
may be worth it.
Yeah, I think it'll be worth it too.
And
Yeah.
I'm trying to make sure. My last question for you is,
Okay.
um, what do you do for self care?
Whew. So, myself and my ex-husband, we have joint custody. So when I don't have my son, I'm in school. I work two jobs. I'm in school. So when I don't have him, I'll go get my nails done. I love working out. I do that. Watch TV, rest, catch up on schoolwork. I just went to the house game the other day. So
You live in
I'm here in
Atlanta?
Georgia. Are you here in Georgia? Where are you?
I'm in Atlanta.
Oh yes, I went to the house game the other day. So I just try to enjoy life when I don't have them. I miss them, but shared time. So I get them back tomorrow. They on spring break. So that's what I do for self care.
I asked that question because this is about to be a story time, you guys. So I literally, when I became a mom,
Mhm.
my self care went out the window.
Yeah.
Um, when I became an awesome mom, my self care was pretty much done
Mhm.
at this point. It was like self care, huh? Me going out, me taking myself on dates. That
Mhm.
was like, what is that?
Yeah.
So I did start dancing like 2 years ago. Not
Okay.
not stripping, you guys, just dancing to build my confidence back up. Then
Mhm.
the pandemic happened. So what I do for self care now, and what I do to take care of Crystal, I
Mhm.
started mental health therapy 2 years
Okay.
ago. I take care of my mind in order to be the best mom I can be for my son. My
Mhm.
mind was the first part of my self care. My
Yeah.
mind was the
Mhm.
most important thing. So now I'm focusing on the society standards things. I focus on my
Mhm.
hair now. I
Yeah.
get my nails done, my feet done, my eyebrows done. I make sure I'm cute when I walk out the door.
Yeah.
Um, on the weekends, I my goal is to take myself out once a weekend to
Mhm.
just celebrate me. I take
Yeah.
myself on self love dates
Mhm.
by myself because, like I said, somewhere along my journey of being a mom,
Mhm.
I forgot about
Who
Crystal.
you?
I
Mhm.
was Crystal before I was a mom.
Yeah.
So now that I got that through my head,
Mhm.
I've been feeling amazing.
So what do you do when you're feeling down as a mom?
Oh, when I'm having my moments with my son, I eat snacks and watch TV.
Oh, okay.
That's what I do.
That's
Eat snacks
yeah.
and watch. That's what I do. But I'm about to start working out. That's my next
Mhm.
goal.
Mhm.
And I just recently got out of depression, like,
Okay.
and I've been like I refuse to be that person, so I've been clawing myself out, like I was in this hole, and I'll just start to claw myself out. I said I'm gonna get out of this hole,
Mhm.
and I got out the hole, and I just been living. Yeah, I mean
Okay.
it's obvious all on my pictures, y'all. Everybody can see that I'm just living now. I'm just
Mhm.
living. Like
Yeah.
I don't got time for nothing else that's not building my self confidence or making me a better Crystal. I don't got time for it. I don't even got
Okay.
energy for it. I don't got
Yeah.
energy for hate. I don't got energy for negative people. I don't got energy for people who don't like me. My only energy I have is for me to be happy
Yeah.
and be a great mom
Yeah. That's all we can do.
and also push autism because everybody know me as that too. So that is my goal to keep
Okay.
educating, and that's pretty much it. But that's how I do my self care.
That's good because we all need it.
Ye Yes. I don't care if you're not a mom, you still need
Yeah.
self-care. Like,
Mhm.
it's important. So, it's okay to put that lipstick on, slip on that dress,
Yeah.
go take yourself to the bar by yourself. Like, it don't matter if you're single or not single. Take
Mhm.
yourself to the bar.
Yeah.
Take yourself, do something.
Mhm.
Um, and that's pretty much it. Um I hope you guys have enjoyed Miss Ebony. I'm about to link up with Ebony outside of Bedroom Talk Show, you guys. If you guys need resources, I know some people just get on here just to learn about the resources. I do this every year.
Okay.
It's ZachariaWord.com, and you go on ZachariaWord.com, go to resources.
Okay.
I'm gonna add a black resource tab. Um give me about a week or less. I'm going to add a Black resource tab for you guys for people who own autism awareness businesses that are Black owned. Um, Also, this month I am adding authors on there. So I know I'm an author, but I'm adding other moms who have books about autism that you guys can go support them as well. I'm going to drop that link tomorrow. Um, Anything you guys can think y'all want me to do, let me know. I do want to host an autism awareness event. I know y'all, I've been getting asked that, but I need time. I'm a perfectionist. I just can't throw it together.
Hmm.
So with that being said, I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. This one was more one on one, and I was fine with that. Y'all
Okay.
see, I just go with the flow. I
Yeah.
don't. But Miss Ebony, do you have any businesses that you want my viewers and roommates to know about?
No, I don't have any businesses.
Okay, because I know most awesome moms we multitask and we have businesses to make this money. Because
Yeah.
well, with that being said, you guys, thank you guys for watching.
It was nice meeting you and talking to
It
you.
was nice meeting you, Miss Ebony.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Shit, my thinking different. People wicked. They be calling you special. I call you gifted. Won't forget it. My whole life changed after a visit.